In every era, there's a warrior who redefines what it means to be great. From the violent power of Mike Tyson to the precision of Anderson Silva, greatness leaves its mark not through words, but through moments. And in today's MMA world, that man is Alex Pereira. From the streets of São Paulo to the bright lights of the UFC, Pereira has conquered every mountain in front of him. Two-division champion, knockout artist, a man feared by everyone who shares the octagon with him. But now, after clearing out the light heavyweight division, a new question shakes the fight world. Who deserves to face him next? Tom Aspinall or Jon Jones. Two paths, two destinies. One promises legacy, the other, danger. This is the fight that could change everything. Welcome to All Out Sports, where we break down the biggest fights and stories in MMA. Today we answer one of the most heated questions in combat sports: who truly deserves to face Alex Pereira next? Alex Pereira's story is built on discipline, precision, and pure knockout power. From his legendary rivalry with Israel Adesanya to his brutal finishes against Prochaska and Ankalaev, he has proven one thing: when Alex steps into the octagon, someone usually goes to sleep. And now that he's cleaned out most of the light heavyweight contenders, it's only natural that the warrior spirit inside him wants a new mountain to climb. The question is, which mountain is taller? Tom Aspinall's heavyweight division, or Jon Jones himself? The case for Tom Aspinall. Let's start with Tom Aspinall. At 31 years old, Aspinall is a new generation heavyweight, fast, powerful, and incredibly technical. Many fans describe him as a heavyweight who moves like a middleweight. His timing, footwork, and explosive hands make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the division today. Aspinall's quick rise to the top has been impressive. He's already taken out top names like Sergey Pavlovich and Marcin Tybura, and has shown he's not just another big man. He's a complete fighter. If Pereira wants to test the waters at heavyweight, Aspinall makes the most sense. He's the current champion, or interim champion, depending on how the UFC lists the titles, and fighting him would be the most logical step for Pereira's next chapter. It's also a fair test of skill. Both are fast, powerful strikers, and both are willing to trade. Stylistically, it's a fan's dream. Pereira's precise counter-striking versus Aspinall's explosive offense. Neither man relies heavily on wrestling or jiu-jitsu, so the fight would likely stay on the feet, and that means fireworks. But there's another factor: risk and reward. Aspinall is dangerous, yes, but his skill set gives Pereira a fair chance to compete. It's not a guaranteed win, but it's also not an impossible mountain to climb. If Pereira beats Aspinall, it would immediately cement him as one of the most versatile champions in UFC history, a two-division title holder who took on a younger, hungrier champion in his prime. And best of all, it keeps things fair. Aspinall deserves the chance to defend his belt against the best, and Pereira deserves the chance to prove he can hang with the big boys. The case for Jon Jones now. The other name: Jon Bones Jones, the legend, the myth, the man who many still consider the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Jones has done it all. He dominated light heavyweight for a decade, beating everyone from Daniel Cormier to Alexander Gustafsson. And when he finally moved to heavyweight, he didn't just win, he submitted Cyril Gane in the first round, making it look effortless. When fans talk about Pereira versus Jones, it's not just a fight, it's an event. It's a clash of eras, the old king versus the new one. The storyline is pure gold. Two multi-division champions, both known for their power, precision, and killer mentality. If that fight ever happens, it could go down as the biggest fight in UFC history. But let's be realistic. Stylistically, it's a nightmare for Pereira. Jones has elite wrestling, high fight IQ, and decades of experience at the highest level. He's the kind of fighter who adapts mid-fight, who can take away your best weapon and make you fight his game. Pereira's kryptonite has always been high-level grapplers. We saw glimpses of that against Jan Blachowicz when he struggled with the takedown pressure early on. Against Jon Jones, that weakness could be fully exposed. That doesn't mean Pereira can't win. His power is always a threat, but the risk is enormous. One takedown, and Jones could dominate him on the ground. From the UFC's business perspective, it's a dream fight, but also a gamble. If Pereira loses badly, his aura of invincibility fades. If Jones wins, it might not help his legacy much. People might just say he beat a smaller man. And that's where the argument shifts. Not every super fight is the right fight. When we talk about who deserves to fight Pereira, we're not just talking about who's more famous or who sells more pay-per-views. We're talking about fairness, about merit, timing, and what makes sense in the grand story of the UFC. Jon Jones has nothing left to prove. He's already one of the greatest fighters ever, but Tom Aspinall, he's still carving his legacy. He's the man who can give Pereira a proper welcome to the heavyweight division. Aspinall versus Pereira is the kind of fight that feels earned, not forced. It makes sense in every category: skill, weight, style, and competitive integrity. And let's not forget, if Pereira can take down Aspinall, then the road to Jon Jones becomes unstoppable. It's the perfect build-up. Conquer the new generation first, before challenging the king himself. So, who deserves to fight Alex Pereira next? If we're talking about hype, we're talking about logic, fairness, and legacy building, it's Tom Aspinall. Aspinall represents the true heavyweight test, a man who can match Pereira in speed, power, and composure. Jon Jones, on the other hand, represents the final boss, a legend that Pereira might not yet be ready for. In my opinion, Pereira versus Aspinall should happen first. Let Pereira prove that his power can travel to heavyweight. Let him earn his shot at the king. Because when he does, and if he wins, the world will be ready for the ultimate showdown: Alex Pereira versus Jon Jones for the title of the baddest man on the planet. Until then, all we can do is dream, debate, and wait for the next announcement that might shake the world of MMA. So fight fans, what do you think? Who deserves the Pereira fight more, Tom Aspinall or Jon Jones? Drop your answers below, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more epic fight breakdowns only here on All Out Sports.